Hey guys, so it's time for an update on books that I've been reading, movies that I've been watching, TV shows that I've been watching, but actually I'm going to do this video a little bit differently than what I normally do. I'm going to tell you what books I've been reading, but I'm not going to go into like what TV shows and movies I've been watching because I have something really cool to tell you about that is absolutely free and I'm very excited about. But I'll get to that in a second. For those of you that like to read and you're just curious what I've been reading, so if you watch the last few videos like this, then you know that I read the Gregory Maguire Oz books, and just to be clear, those are adult books. They are not for children. So I read all of those in that whole series, and then when I finished that, I started the real Oz books by L. Frank Baum that started in the year 1900. Now, I had bought these compilation books a while back, and I kind of was reluctant to read them because I thought, you know, if these books were written that long ago, I hope the language isn't going to be like really archaic and hard to follow, and no worries, it's not. And I actually enjoyed these books more than the Gregory Maguire ones because, you know, the original is always the best. I mean, I should have read them in that order to start with, but hindsight is everything, right? So anyway, I had gotten these compilation books from Barnes & Noble, I don't know, a couple of years ago, where they were in the bargain section, and like this book, huge, is the first 5 books in the series, and then I also bought the second one, which is books 6 through 10, which is what I'm on right now. I'm on book 9 right now. And these books would make such good movies. It's really a shame that only the first book in the series was made into a movie, because I feel like they get way more interesting once you go past the first book. But it would have cost them a fortune to turn these into movies because of the nature of the stories. They're so like fantastical, and there's so many things in there that would have been really almost impossible to film, especially back in those days. They didn't have the budgets for movies that they do now. But yeah, these would have made great movies. But sometimes books are even better because you're using your imagination and you can see everything in your mind as you're reading it. So anyways, I am almost done with this second one. Then after that, I have the 4 individual books to read, which are the last 4 in the series that I showed you in the last video of this type, that I bought from Amazon. So I still have 5.5 books to read, and I'm about 6, 7, 8. So I'm about 8.5 books into this, and I have about 5.5 left. Yeah, so that's where I'm at with my reading. Now, as far as TV shows and movies, I've watched so many things. I mean, I should have just wrote it all down so that I could tell you about it, because there's no way I could remember all that. But you're going to be glad that I didn't talk about that today, because I have something really exciting to tell you about. You might know about this, you might not. As far as movies and TV shows go, believe it or not, I canceled all my streaming services because there is so much out there that is free to watch that doesn't cost you anything, and there's so much, thousands of hours of entertainment out there that you don't have to pay for. So I canceled. I had Disney Plus and Netflix, and I canceled both of them. And although when Mandalorian comes back next year, I will pick up Disney Plus again because I love that show. The child Grogu is like the cutest, sweetest thing ever, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen with his story. But for now, I don't feel like I need Netflix or Disney because there's loads of streaming services on there for free. If you have any kind of a streaming device, then you already know that there's tons of things out there. If you want, I could do a separate video. Maybe next time I do a video like this, I could do a video just telling you all the great streaming services that are out there that you don't have to pay for. But aside from that, I just found out about a couple of other things, and this is connected to books. So I'm trying to figure out how to start here. Let's start with Project Gutenberg. If you are not familiar with Project Gutenberg, it is a website that you can go to where you can read over 60,000 titles for free. There's no catch. It's not complicated. There's no time limit. However, these are all books that are in the public domain. So what that means is that the majority of them are older books. So if you are somebody that is into the classics, and maybe if you're a student and you need to read a book for school and you don't want to buy it or you don't have a copy for whatever reason, you can just read it on there. Now, I have a Chromebook, and I think that's how I'm going to utilize this. I think that would be the easiest in terms of like the size of it and the portability of it. So when I get around to doing this, because I'm right in the middle of these Wizard of Oz books, but when I get around to doing this, I think that would be the easiest way to do it. I've always resisted the idea of like e-readers and reading books on a tablet and that sort of thing, but this is so tempting because books are expensive to buy, and it can really add up if you're buying a bunch of them at a time. And this is a way to read them for free. Now, like I said, most of what is available on that website, and I will try to remember to put a link in the description box so you can just click on it and read more about it yourself. These are books that are in the public domain, so they're older books, they're classic books for the most part. If that's not your cup of tea, I have another suggestion that I just found out about. Have you ever heard of Hoopla? And I will put a link to that in the description box as well. This is another way that you can read books for free, and all you need is a library card. However, not every library participates in this. My library did not participate in this for the longest time, and I felt so bad when I found out about this and my library wasn't part of this, but they are now. So they're adding libraries all the time. So if your library isn't connected to this, it might be in the future, and you might want to approach your librarian and tell them how much you would love to have this, and maybe that will encourage them to get it. I don't know what it is on their end. I don't know if they have to pay for that or how that works, but it's no cost to you. All you need is your library card with a participating library. So I just found out that my library now participates in it, and I'm so excited because what this means is I can get books, movies, audiobooks. I can watch and read all these things now through my library electronically. And as if that wasn't great enough, it also connects to streaming services, or I shouldn't say streaming services, streaming devices. So if you have a Roku or a Chromecast or a what's the other one? Flex. If you have any of the most common streaming devices, or a Fire Stick, I knew there was another one. There's so many of them nowadays. But if you have any of those things, you can watch it like it, a movie or a TV show. You can watch it on your big TV in the living room too. However, there are limits. You can only do 8 titles total a month. So 8 titles for books, movies, TV shows. But if you have multiple people in your household and they all have a library card, I think that if they sign up for their own account through their library card, now that will give you more possibilities. So like, let's say you're a couple that lives together, and you each have a library card. Now, instead of only being able to watch 8 movies or read, well, I guess that wouldn't apply because you don't read books together, but you know what I'm saying. If you're a couple and you like to watch movies. Now, the reason why this is so cool to me is, aside from the obvious, they have like new things on there. Things that you would normally have to pay, like if you were doing like a rental fee on Amazon or something for a movie, it would cost you like $9 to watch like a brand new movie. If you're doing it through your library, it's not going to cost you anything. And it's all immediate, so there's like no waiting list or anything. And you can just go on the website and browse all the titles and put it like in your favorite section, just like you would with a streaming service, like a pay streaming service. So it's really cool, really cool. So they have audiobooks, movies, music, comics, ebooks, TV shows, books. You will have the book for 21 days. So you've got 21 days to read the book, and I don't know if it can be renewed or not. I would imagine it could, but probably only one additional time. So depending on how fast of a reader you are, you may want to keep at it. And the movies and TV shows are available for 72 hours, so don't like sign up for a particular movie until you're actually going to sit down and watch it, because you've got it for 72 hours, which 72 hours is a long time to watch. It's not going to take you 72 hours to watch a movie. But if you're somebody that can't watch it all in one sitting, just keep that in mind. And then music is only available for 7 days, but you know, 7 days to listen to a new CD or something, that's really cool. And then it's available to watch on a desktop, a phone, a tablet, Alexa devices, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, and Android TV. So I thought this was all really cool, and I'm excited about using Project Gutenberg and Hoopla. Now with Project Gutenberg, it's just a website. It's not like an app or anything like that. It's only a website, and I think you do it as a download to a particular device. I believe that's how it works. I haven't actually used it yet, but it sounds really cool. And then with the Hoopla, you just connect it to your streaming device if you're going to do it that way. And then if you're using a mobile device, there's an app. So, yeah. I'm really excited about this, and I wanted to make sure that I told you guys about it. And if you like this video and you appreciate the fact that I gave you this really cool information, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys, thanks for watching.